Procedure, 1973. Array 3. Construction of references. 4. Trial of offences under the Indian Penal Code and other laws. 5. 7. Territorial divisions. 8. Metropolitan areas. 9. Court of Session. 10. Subordination of assistant sessions judges. 11. Courts of judicial magistrates. 12. Local jurisdiction of judicial magistrates. 15. Subordination of judicial magistrates. 16. Courts of metropolitan magistrates. 17. Chief Metropolitan Magistrate and Additional Chief Metropolitan Magistrate. 18. Executive Magistrates. 21. Special Executive Magistrates. 22. Local Jurisdiction of Executive Magistrates. 23. Subordination of Executive Magistrates. 24. Public Prosecutors. 25. Assistant Public Prosecutors. 25A. Directorate of Prosecution. Chapter 3 Power of Courts 26. Courts by which offences are triable. Sections 28. 31. Sentence in cases of conviction of several offences at one trial. 32. Mode of conferring powers. 33. Powers of officers appointed. 34. Withdrawal of powers. 35. Powers of judges and magistrates exercisable by their successors in office. Chapter 4A. Powers of superior officers of police 36. Powers of superior officer other than police officer, executing warrant. 39. Public to give information of certain offences. 40. Duty of officers employed, in connection with the affairs of a village to make certain report. Chapter V. Arrest of persons 41. When police may arrest without warrant. 41A. Notice of appearance before police officer. 41B. Procedure of arrest and duties of officer making arrest. 42. Arrest on refusal to give. 45. Protection of members of the armed forces from arrest. 46. Arrest how made. 47. Search of place entered by person sought to be arrested. 48. Pursuit of offenders into other jurisdictions. 49. No unnecessary restraint. 50. Person arrested to be informed of grounds of arrest and of right to bail. 50A. Obligation of person making arrest to inform about the arrest, etc., to a nominated person. 51. Search of arrested person. 3. Legal practitioner at the request of police officer. 53A. Examination of person accused of rape by medical practitioner. 54. Examination of arrested person by medical officer. 54A. Identification of person arrested. 55. Person arrested to be taken before magistrate or officer in charge of police station. 57. Person arrested not to be detained more than 24 hours. 58. Police to report apprehensions. 59. arrest to be made strictly according to the code. Chapter 6 Processes to compel appearance. Summons 61. Form of summons. 62. Summons how served. 63. Service of summons on corporate bodies and societies. 64. Service when person summoned cannot be found. 65. Procedure when service cannot be effected as before provided. 66. Service on government servant. 67. Service of summons outside local limits. Witness by post. B. Warrant of arrest. 70. Form of warrant of arrest and duration. 71. Power to direct security to be taken. 72. Warrants to whom directed. 73. Warrant may be directed to any person. 74. Warrant directed to police officer. 75. 7. Where warrant may be executed. 78. Warrant forwarded for execution outside jurisdiction. 79. Warrant directed to police officer for execution outside jurisdiction. 80. Procedure on arrest of person against whom warrant issued. 4. Sections 81. Procedure by magistrate before whom such person arrested is brought. C. Proclamation and attachment. 82. Proclamation for person absconding. 83. Attachment of property. 86. Appeal from order rejecting application for restoration of attached property. D. Other rules regarding of bond for appearance. 90. Provisions of this chapter generally applicable to summonses and warrants of arrest. Chapter 7 Processes to compel the production of things. Summons to produce. 91. Summons to produce document or other thing. 92. Procedure as to letters and telegrams. B. Search warrants. 93. Publications forfeited and to issue search warrants for the same. 96. Application to High Court to set aside declaration of forfeiture. 97. Search for persons wrongfully confined. Correction, etc., of search warrants. 100. Persons in charge of coast place to allow search. 101. Disposal of things. 103. Magistrate may direct search in his presence. Processes. Chapter via reciprocal arrangements for assistance in certain matters and procedure for attachment and forfeiture of property. 105a. Definitions. 105b. Assistance in securing transfer of persons. 5. Sections 105c. Assistance in relation to orders of attachment or forfeiture of property. 105. 105f. Management of properties seized or forfeited under this chapter. 105g. 105i. Fine in lieu of forfeiture. 105j. Certain transfers to be null and void. Chapter 8 Security for keeping the peace. 109. Security for good behavior from suspected persons. 110. Security for good behavior from habitual offenders. 111. Order to be made. 112. Procedure in respect of person present in court. 113. Summons or warrant in case of person not so present. Personal attendance. 116. Inquiry as to truth of information. 117. Commencement of period for which security is required. 120. Contents of bond. 121. Power to reject sureties. 122. Imprisonment in default of security. 123. Power to release persons imprisoned for failing to give security. 124. Security for unexpired period of bond.